Hey, what's going on, everyone? God bless you, and welcome to the first episode of the Asfit and Faith podcast. On this podcast, we'll be focusing on faith, fitness, and a positive mindset, and how it can change your life to become the best version of yourself, the version that God has destined for you to be. Today, I want to talk about 3 strategies that has changed my life personally and has helped me overcome depression and anxiety. Let's get into it. Number 1, the first and most important thing that I implemented into my life, it was definitely my faith. It was definitely implementing the Lord and allowing Him to take over my life. I used to try to take control of every situation, but that only led to anxiety. And the Bible says that anxiety leads to depression. So that is the reason why I was so depressed. I wasn't allowing God's will to be done in my life. I kept trying to do things my own way, but I only led to destruction. And so the Bible says that there is a way that seems right unto a man, but at the end it leads to destruction. And so, I started to rely on God and His Word. And when He says in Jeremiah 29:11 that He has a plan and a purpose for us, a plan to prosper us and not to harm us, but to give us hope in the future. So I started relying on God, and He really, really helped me overcome my anxiety and depression. Jesus said, "Come to me, all those who are weary and heavy burdened, and you will find rest for your soul. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light." And so I truly experienced God's burden when I let go of mine, when I gave Him my yoke, right? A yoke is what they put on like a buffalo. It's kind of like for them to hold this heavy weight on their shoulders. And so God was telling us, to let go of our yoke, our heavy burdens, and to give it to Him, and He'll give us His, because His is easy and light. And so, I really experienced God's, yoke when I took off mine. I let go and I let God take control over my life. So that was number 1, the first and most important thing. Number 2, I implemented a fitness routine into my life. Specifically, I hired a coach. It was crazy because at the time I wasn't even looking for a coach. One of my clients, we were at a show, the Metropolitan show in Teaneck, New Jersey. And this client, he wanted me to help him, win his first competition. So we did just that. We not only won men's physique competition one time, but 2 times, so that was pretty awesome. But in the midst of that, I stumbled across my coach, Sadiq Hadzovic. So for those of you who are familiar with the bodybuilding world, specifically men's physique, Sadiq is really big in men's physique and classic physique. And so it was crazy. Like, he asked me if I wanted to compete again, and I was like, no. At that time I was really going through it, like my depression, anxiety, like no one even knew. But he said, look, if you change your mind, here's my number. He gave me his number. At first I asked for his Instagram. He was like, no, dude, take my number. So like that was pretty awesome. At first I just wanted to take a picture with him, as a fan, but then I realized how genuine the dude was. And like, he sat there and spoke to me for like 10 minutes, which was pretty cool. But now, he's more than just some celebrity. Now I see him as like a mentor, a coach, and a friend. So that's really what kind of like helped me start my path to get over depression and anxiety, by again starting a fitness journey. And I hired a coach, Sadiq. But you don't need to hire a coach. I definitely would recommend it though, because they'll help you get to your goals faster. But starting a simple fitness routine, that would definitely help you get on your way towards becoming the best version of yourself, physically, mentally, and spiritually as well. Because fitness is actually scientifically proven to help with some forms of anxiety and depression. And the reason is because when we work out, our brain releases a chemical called endorphins, and it's a feel-good chemical. So after you work out, during the workout it may not feel good, But after the workout, your brain releases that chemical. You feel so good, relaxed, right? You sleep better. It helps with sleep apnea, like just so many proven things. And lastly, I decided to develop a positive mindset. Around this time last year, I would always ask, why is this happening to me, instead of what is this trying to teach me. And so now, I look at everything through a positive perspective. There's a quote that says life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. And so now I definitely see that, and I try to focus on the positive of everything. I try to look at every challenge as an opportunity for growth, right? I tell myself each and every day that I am capable of achieving great things. So just always, talking positive to myself and taking action each and every day towards my goals, right? So not just, wishful thinking. I'm not just putting things out there and not taking action. No, like I'm creating goals. I'm actually taking action towards them now. Started this podcast now. Before it was just an idea. And I used to say one day I'll start it. But now here we are on episode 1. We're doing it. And so I want to encourage you guys, whatever it is that you're trying to start, right? Whatever, maybe a business, an idea. I want to encourage you to start it, because God put that vision in your heart, and you never know who you can impact in a positive way. And so, that's pretty much it, guys. Again, I implemented God into my life, which was the first and most important thing. Second, I hired a coach, started a fitness routine. And third, I started to develop a healthy and a positive mindset. There are 3 books that I want to recommend you guys. The first book is Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Awesome book, man. He talks about how he also got over his anxiety and depression through taking action. And then Grant Cardone, his book Sell or Be Sold. He talks about how you should be convinced and believe in yourself, and amongst other things. And then currently I'm reading this book called Atomic Habits. Awesome book, guys. Talks about getting 1% better each and every day, deciding each and every day that you're going to choose to be positive. You're going to be disciplined towards your goals if it's truly important to you. And so that's pretty much it, guys. So implement those 3 things, and I guarantee you guys, your life will change, because from my own personal experience, my life has changed tremendously. Every day that I wake up, I'm excited to wake up, whereas before, I didn't want to wake up. I was so depressed, I was so dark, and felt so lonely. But I encourage you that if you're feeling this way, give your life to Jesus Christ, man. Like, he will transform your life. He will put people in your path to help you, and he will put you on a path to become the best version of yourself. So thank you guys for tuning in on this episode of the AS Fit and Faith podcast, specifically on how I overcame depression and anxiety. God bless you guys. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notification bell button to get notified when I post all the latest and greatest content. And give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and go ahead and comment below. Let me know what kind of video you guys would like for me to post next, and then I'll definitely post something. So thank you guys for tuning in. Let's go. Let's keep getting better. Let's keep becoming the best version of ourselves, the version that God has destined for us to be. Let's go.